I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
All right, thank you so much for staying tuned on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. It's 3 minutes past 8, and today is the 27th day of December 2025. It's still a Christmas season and celebrations going on here and there. Importantly, I think I've benefited so much from this season. It's been a lot of gifting and excited about it. I'm not wishing that this Christmas doesn't end, but it would. We'll get to the new year shortly, but we'll keep celebrating and showing love. It's Insights with Emmanuel Ndukwe. This segment, very important segment on this breakfast and this morning show. And this morning, we'll be discussing something pertinent. It's a discourse that is important to get involved in as a Nigerian, because it's one that has heated up the polity. The fact that we ask questions about our unity. Nigeria is a nation of immense diversity with a long-standing debate, over whether it's truly united. You're facing challenges like ethnic tensions, religious divides, unequal development, possessing strong unifying elements like shared history, economies, Pan-Africanism. A number of things. And apart ethnicities, apart the 36 states in the country, or local government, governance, state governance, and even national governance, there are questions that point to questioning our unity as a nation. But we would find out. It's a discourse, so would our guest here, of course, would expatiate on it, what he thinks, what the challenges are, what exactly it is in the country. And we get to probably come to reasonable conclusions as to what we can do or what we should do as a nation. Because whether a lot of people agree or not, it's Nigeria. We say one Nigeria. But then, are we truly united? Good morning, Emmanuel Ndukwe. It's good to see you this morning.
Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Nigeria.
How is
Thank you very much.
Hope it's a beautiful season for you.
Well, season I don't know, but it's a beautiful day.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we have a guest here, Vincent Sadua, Esquire. Good morning, Vincent Sadua. It's good to have you this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Queen.
Yeah. Is it a
guy in the Queen? Good morning to all listeners.
All right. Is it a beautiful season for you?
It is. It's a fine season for me. Unfortunately, not so for so many Nigerians.
Okay.
And it's a big burden on those Nigerians who care of the way forward for this country.
All right.
It's not meant for everybody in Nigeria. Christmas is not meant for everybody.
Yes.
Some of our leaders and National Assembly said, when we are suffering, it will continue chopping. So some don't have Christmas, and that's a fortunate situation.
All right. When we talk about Nigeria's unity, Ochuku Vincent, if you are going to give an introduction to that or even analyze it, someone just asks you, what do you think about Nigeria and its unity? Is Nigeria truly united? What would you say?
Yeah. Number one, I will start from the biblical exposition that says, I'm not too vast in chapters of the Bible, but there's a chapter of the Bible and the verse, maybe you're going to go help me, which says, two cannot work together except they do what?
Agree.
They agree. That exposition is very, very key, fundamental. and sacrosanct. You can't modify it in any way. If two people don't agree on anything, like husband and wife in the house, they don't agree. They will go their separate ways. So it amounts to a fallacy to say we are united, but we have not agreed. We don't agree. And there seems not to be agreement. So it's a serious issue. It bothers some of us. It has been a sing song for ages, decades. 65 years. We must remain together. So where is the agreement? Where is the meeting point? It's a serious challenge, but, well, let's see how much you can discuss it. Solutions to it and all that.
Okay. When you talk about agreement, the next question that comes to mind is that there should be binding force to whatever you're agreeing.
No.
And people will say that we have laws, we have rules, we have the Nigerian constitution that tells us exactly what should happen in the country, and abiding by it. So what are we agreeing to? What that you think makes us disunited or not agreeing to?
My dear Queen, we should not deceive ourselves. Does Nigeria have a constitution in the first place?
Does it not have?
The constitution we have now, did Nigerians sit together and agree this is what we have as our document on how to govern ourselves? The answer is no. The military packaged the constitution for us, and it has been so. The only constitution we ever had was the one of 1960. Independent constitution of 1960, the Republican one of 1963. Aside those two, it's the military that has been giving us constitution. Is it not true? Obasanjo gave us one in 1979. Then Babangida played with us so many years, constitution. At the end, we went for an election in 1993. He scuttled it. We went through another round of military rule and ended up with the one of 1999. The same Obasanjo, who scuttled who decreed the constitution in 1979, came back, how many years? 20 years later, to become a civilian president in a same society. So it did not happen. 20 years, a man was military president from 75 to 76 to 79, handed over to the civilian government. The constitution he drafted and gave us as an instrument of governance. Did he survive? He did not survive. And that was how the military came back. And he was not the beneficiary of the comeback of the military as a civilian president. So something is missing, which we're not even addressing it. Something is missing in the Nigerian system. Look at it. How did Nigeria become a country? There were various ethnic groups. In the north, we had them, south, the west, the east. The British that colonized Nigeria, before they came in, they were already empires, regions, regional administration, like sectional administration. In the east, they didn't have any, no traditional ruler, but they had what they call Igbo Union.
Yes.
Which was their government. They still have it today. It's the Igbo Union. It's an authority. Every Igbo man submits himself to that authority. Then when you go to the southwest, you have Obas. They need not emirs. So these governments were functioning. Do you know your empire was at par with the present-day France as a country in terms of political arrangement? Your empire, they had a parliament. Southwest, Oyomesi, discussing how the people could be governed. So they were the various ethnic groups. They already had their own government before the colonial masters came. So we had a system that was working for the various people until Britain came, say, look, we should be one country. But the thing was skewed. Was skewed in such a manner that there was no concerted effort to bring the various people together. So look, let us come up with a formula as to how we govern ourselves. The Igbo man, Yoruba man, Hausa man, the British authorities gave power to them to govern Nigeria. With all due respect, the British authorities that colonized Nigeria, created Nigeria, gave power to these three people to the exclusion of the smaller ethnic groups in the south and those in the north. That has been the bane of this association. But if a good leader emerges and says, look, this thing is not working. Nigeria is not working. Anybody say Nigeria is working, it is himself. Forget the court jesters who have in National Assembly.
I mean, when you say something isn't working,
It's not working.
Some people may want to argue that, Emmanuel Nduke, because you can add efficiently afterwards or effectively, right? But when you say it's not working, it's like it's failed. You can't even use it.
Some people say Nigeria is a failing state, but I say it's a failed state. It's a failed state. A country where foreigners come in, operate, sack indigents, and government evacuates them to IDP camp and allow those foreigners to occupy their homes. Is that a government? Is that a government? There's no government that has the weight of force to check some of the things going on. So the government has failed. So why is it Nigeria has not failed though? I share a different opinion now. The country has failed.
Okay, let me find out something from you. First, before I come to this whether failed or not failed state, first is that you said you asked a critical question whether Nigeria has a constitution, stating that the military gave us the constitution.
Yes.
What impels me to ask this question is this. Even if it were civilian, like we have Tinubu administration now, if they make any attempt to write a constitution, it's not every Nigerian that will gather and write that constitution. The military also may have picked some individuals who drafted those constitutions. Is it not the same thing?
Sorry, sir. With all due respect, it's not the same.
Yeah.
There's something called Constituent Assembly.
Yes.
Constituent Assembly means from the word constituent.
Yes.
That is the people. The people have input in it.
Yes.
Now, is the people a military leader who wants to hand over power to a civilian administration, and he wants people to decide on constitution?
Yes.
He should first of all start with the issue referendum, plebiscite.
Good.
The various units across the country ask the question, what type of government do we want?
Good.
See, sorry, it's a big digression. The worst thing that can happen to a people, a country, is to have leaders who don't think positively. They don't have helicopter factor. That this thing we are doing now, because a man in a helicopter sees everywhere. He has the vision to see tomorrow. If it's not just enough, you pick some few people, 50 people, go and draft the constitution. They now constitute an assembly of people, approve it. I think that one didn't even happen in case of Obasanjo. Even this last one, I can't remember how the thing was even made. And that Obasanjo, it was Udo Duma. Udo Duma was the chairman of the
Constitution
Drafting Committee. Well, that of the current one was late Honorable Justice Nikki Toby of Blessed Memory.
Yeah.
And you unpick people. Is it the same thing as electing people? No, there's a difference.
No, there is, but...
You come to my community, pick somebody, you go and represent me. Your own interest is the one that is paramount now. See, I want to digress. One of the reasons why Nigerians started grouping in the dark is that in the distant past, after the demise of the First Republic, 66, one the crop of people, soldiers, who had no idea at all about society in the first place. Not to talk. You must understand people before you talk about governing them.
That's right.
They had no idea of what Nigeria is. Tell me, Ogundukwe, is there a person you can say this is a Nigerian in comparison to, say, this is an Italian, this is a German, this is an American? Is there any comparison?
No.
No comparison. I cannot see. That is why many of us don't see yourself as first of all, as Nigerians. You see yourself as an Igbo man. I see myself as an Urobo man. She sees himself as an equator of whatever. That is Nigeria today.
I think Omuma.
Unfortunately, we've not had that leadership. That's, look, enough of this. Let us find a way of unifying this country. We've not done that.
So,
let me give you a practical example of how Nigeria would have been able to forge unity. A president, I give you an example, it's a president in this country where a section was so united. Old Midwest region. Old Midwest region was made up of about 12 to 15 pockets of ethnic groups.
Yeah.
And within those 15 ethnic groups, you had Hausa speaking section. They're actually Muslims. So you know, Islam and its tenets of faith is synonymous with the language. If you a core Muslim, you speak Arabic, and Arabic is synonymous with Hausa language. So Auchi section of the old Midwest region were more or less like we saw them as Hausa people. Then when you go to the West, you see those from Akoko Edo, Sambugi Daora, they are affiliated with the Yorubas. Then if you come down part of Edo State, then you now come to the East. You have our brothers of Anyoma, President Anyoma, Igbos. Do you know, within how many years of its existence, from 1963 up to 1975, when one government was overthrown, we're so united.
That's true.
We're so united. And we had a governor. He didn't have PhD. He was not a professor. Late Uncle Sam, we call him Uncle Sam, Ogbemudia, governor.
Yeah.
He so unified the state with his policies and everything. So much that we had our own lingua franca. That we had our own lingua franca. Such that if you are moving any part of the country, you see a bended person from this, you know him, you identify him with this, the way he talks. Say, this is my brother. You don't say because I need job. Well, we saw ourselves, first of all, as Midwesterners, Bendelites, before a manager or a Manafuze man. The most successful sports school in the country was at Stebia Dafuze. But I didn't take it to his village at, what's the name of that place it came from now? It's from a periphery of Edo, Bini houses. In Banke.
Banke.
But he went across and started at Dafuze. Midwest was number one everywhere. You name it. But tell me why those at the national level could say, look, this Bedel experiment, let us see whether we can replicate at national level where Igbos and Hausa dominate. But that is the source of our disunity today.
well, some people, I mean, you've mentioned a number of factors which I would want you to begin to highlight as the challenges to our disunity. Because some people have diverse opinion to it, from religion to ethnicity. Imagine the number of ethnic groups we have in the country. And language is an important factor to foster unity, when people understand themselves or can interpret what the other person is saying. And you've also highlighted leadership. And one will be wondering what extent of input our leaders can put in to ensuring that unity happens, or should be as it is in the country. So let's pick them one after the other.
See,
I mean, those challenges of disunity.
Leadership matters a lot. In fact, one of the leaders this country has had misfortune of having, of creating this disunity, the more is Obasanjo. Call me anywhere. Let him come to the tele, we challenge him. That man, he had a reverted obsession for a section of the country. As far as life was, as far as concerned, his life depended on them. We mount it. Nigeria is united. You cannot do anything. Anything you say, Nigerian unity is sacrosanct. Who told you? Let him go into history. What happened to those countries that their leadership shows so much arrogance, how they ended up? Do you know 1979 election? Obasanjo had a predetermined outcome of who should be president, because in order to serve a purpose of a particular session, if the president doesn't come from here, this country will not remain one. We can remain one. But if we're not united, but let me ask you, Queen, is there progress in this country? Are we progressing?
Well, it depends on how you define progress. It depends on how you define progress.
Go home and ask your uncles, parents. Some years back, how much do you pay to enter a vehicle from here to Lagos? In my time, when I was in school, about university, about 40 years ago, to enter then they could do Chuku and they turn a Inyangete. They were the two mass transit. You will take vehicle from my one 5 naira will take you to Lagos. Go and confirm me from your parents, your uncles, and whether I'm saying the truth or not. To that much will it cost you to leave Port Harcourt to Lagos? 50,000 naira. Is that progress? Answer me, Queen. Is that progress?
Well,
if you want to go to Lagos now by air, because right now there are no roads again. And you don't have roads. You can't travel by road now. Are there roads?
So let's go back, right?
No,
let's
talk about leadership. I just mentioned one person.
Okay, leadership.
That person contributes so much to the disunity of Nigeria. So much. The facts are there. The records are there. Look at it. I gave you an example of the old Midwest region, the town of Bende. Do you know why that state was divided? The first attempt was when Nigeria was 12 states and Murtala came wanted to increase it to 19. Who chaired that commission of on state creation? Irikefi. From it's just a Supreme Court. He headed that committee. Opinions were divided in the old Midwest whether we should be divided. If a plebiscite was conducted, people would say, "Look, let us say, no, we're united. We want to remain where we are because we're so happy with identifying with the name Midwest region because we saw ourselves as one. A leader at the national level should use that template to transform this country and call, hey, I'll say, you come. If these small people can forge unity among themselves, what's really wrong with us? Because whether you like it or not, until these three people agree on how to rule this country, they are the ones who lead us. Population is wealth anywhere in the world. When you have population, so these three people have the wealth. I mean, the wealth population. They have it.
So
they have the wealth population.
So apart leadership, the leadership issue that you've pointed out, yes. Well, what are other factors to the disunity you're talking about in the country?
Very good. Now, if you're building a house, you need a very solid foundation.
Okay.
You cannot contemplate or conceptualize a skyscraper and you're going to use the foundation for one story to start. It will crumble. Britain knew the crisis Nigeria would face. This crisis we are facing, they knew. You know, they don't talk. You don't go to the British Parliament and say they're discussing Nigeria again. Some years back, they were doing it. But now, they've left us on our feet. They knew. Till now, we don't know how many we are as a people.
Okay.
Is it not true?
It is.
We don't know how many we are.
It
The United Nations that give statistics to the government, okay, by projection, though, this is how many you are.
And that's a problem to our disunity.
It's a serious one. Because everything concerning revenue is tied to population. Is it not true? INEC wants to delineate a constituency. Is it not population?
It is.
You can't solve that problem. And people will not be ready. Those in Hema Affair will not allow it to be solved. Let me tell you. There was a census in 1952. Before that census, because Britain manipulated us, but we are matured enough to say, okay, enough of this British. We should do away with this British problem created for us by them. Let's put our heads together and solve this problem. What will the section lose to identify itself with the amount of people it has? Queen, 1 plus 1 is what? Is 2. It's not 2. So at all times, though, there's no way 1 can be bigger than 2. As in 1952, the population distribution of Nigeria was around the 3 areas of Kano, Kaduna in the north, Sokoto, Maiduguri, those were not just those hamlets. But the core area we have population in the north as in 1952, even up to recently, before the oil boom, Kano, Kaduna. If you come to the south, Ibadan, Lagos axis. You come to the south, the eastern region, Enugu, Onitsha, Aba, densely populated. So you have three arms of the tripod. Not so? So if the population census was sincerely conducted, as in 1952, which was done, what would have been the outcome in the fair enumeration? That is, you will now take 1 plus 1, 1 from Enugu, Abaxis, 1 about Lagos, Badaxis, you add them together. With that of Kano, Kaduna surpass those two? Will it? It has been a source of our disunity. A big source. We minorities have just been at the receiving end, keeping quiet. Do you know why Nigeria is the one? It's because of the oil of the Niger Delta. Do you remember that oil season so?
You're right.
To your third oil Israel. That is why some of us will keep praying every day. God, take away this oil. So Nigeria can be one country. Until that oil goes away, Nigeria will remain a crawling baby. Or is it a crawling baby or crawling adult? Crawling adult. Until the oil of Niger Delta goes. But sad enough, the oil of Niger Delta is the least in value than the other numerous wealth across the country. Go to the north and see the wealth there. If you go to the market and buy a liter of ground tea, how much do they sell it? It's not 4,000. It's not 4,000. A liter. But what is a liter of petrol? 1,000. So which one is more expensive? But one is cheaper. And you get it free from nowhere, a backyard of some other people. So the population issue is very, very serious. It impacts on everything we do in this country. And until that problem is, and it will not be solved because those in Hema Affairs, they even show their history. Why every 10th year we used to conduct census. Do we see have anyone? They are tired of it. But there's a National Population Commission. People are being paid. People draw money. People retire and earn money from a commission that is not functioning. So, my dear Queen,
So
The problem is enormous.
leadership. You've mentioned leadership.
Leadership is there.
You mentioned population.
Population
Are there
census.
other factors too?
The foundation is faulty. And it goes down to this earlier statement I made, making reference to the word of God, that two cannot work together. Let me accept they work together. Let me accept they agree. Let me read, probably with your permission, I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
I'm going to show you something. This is a book written by a foreigner, an American journalist of German extraction. He spent 9 years in Nigeria. 1990, the heydays of Bagida to Abacha. He left. They came back in 2000. Gathered material. There no part of this country didn't travel to. Because my worry about the current generation of Nigerians, that the youths, they don't read. Internet has taken over everything. I advise them to go and read the history of this country. Because he's saying that if you don't know where you're going, you should know where you're coming from. We don't know where we are going. When you see a little child of 5, 6 years in the street now, do you know in the next 20 years where it's going to be, given this country that we are living in? We don't know. We can't predict. The man studied Nigeria very well. Studied this country. Wrote this book and said, this house has fallen. The house is Nigeria. And appended Nigeria in crisis. Said, the house, Nigeria has fallen. Forget the court jesters National Assembly who said everything is well on your mandate to stand. They are all pretending. Let me read what he said. He provided a solution.
Okay.
This man provided a solution. The question is whether the solution will be adhered to. The man said, as late as the 1980s, a long spell of good government and modest economic growth might have provided the breathing space and common interest for Nigerians. To feel it was worth continuing as one country. However, artificial its origin. So it has identified as the origin is artificial, which we have said here. I've said here. Now things have declined too far for that. Nigeria is on an altogether more dangerous trajectory. The long-term solution in Nigeria to the crisis that arises in a multi-ethnic state is for the various parties, however many they may be, to sit down and negotiate how they want to govern themselves and how they want to share their resources and to decide whether ultimately want to live together as one country. Until they begin that process of internal reconciliation, at best, Nigeria will launch from crisis to crisis. At worst, it will fall apart.
Okay.
A foreigner. A foreigner. The man is very familiar. Where did he go? Spent 9 years in Nigeria. He probably read this book, 2000. If I had bought over 10 copies of this book, give my children, I bought for friends. Nigeria, you should go and read that book and some other books. They should take this government back. They should take that country back and decide how we will live together, the nation. So that man provided a solution. You had him.
Yes.
The question is, can we sit together and have a common agreement that will give us common purpose, common destiny as a people?
Yes. All right. We'll pick up from that question. Can we sit together and have a common purpose that would give us a common destiny? I mean, you started off by saying, can two walk together except they agree? So there has to be commonness in purpose to achieve whatever level of unity that you want to achieve. You're listening to Insights with Emmanuel Ndokoye here on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. And we've been discussing Nigeria's unity. Well, our guest here, Uchukwu Vincent Sadua, has mentioned quite a number of factors that he thinks is responsible for this national cohesion, from population to leadership issues. He talked about the foundation of the country. You may want to highlight, if you think Nigeria is actually disunited, because you may think otherwise. You think it's not, we are united or truly united, or you think we're disunited, and you want to mention certain factors responsible to that and probably proper solutions. We'll come back to our guest and ask him what exactly would be done or should be done, expectations. He did talk about the youth population and playing a vital role also to that. Equity, economy, some people think inclusion. And with the ethnic diversity that we have, one would also want to question the unity and its success. Unity in Nigeria and its success. But let's get your thoughts on the program this morning. Do you think Nigeria is united? If you think it is, you say, yes, Nigeria is united. And this is why I think it is. You think it's not united. And this is why I think it's not. Well, just go straight to the point. No need calling names or raining insults, please. So you just tell us what you think. If you've been listening to our guest this morning, it's 0810-9510951. That is 0810-9510951. Send a text or WhatsApp message to 0701-9339-962. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, the guest, and good morning. Is that Faustina?
It's Queen.
Oh, Queen Chima, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
This is Dr. Chris, Queen.
All right, Dr. Chris.
Quickly, remember our discussion, I'm sure you must have reached out to a local government chairman.
Oh, good. I've been celebrating too much, I forgot.
Please remember, do remember. Quickly, let me thank the guest who has taken time to tell us what Nigeria used to be and what Nigeria is. And if care is not taken, what Nigeria will remain to be. I just wished our youths, the very young ones who they call Gen Zs, Gen Alpha, and Millennial, and listen to him and know what Nigeria stands for, or not what Nigeria has stood all this while, or what Nigeria is standing for tomorrow. It's unfortunate. My people will always tell you that if you don't know where rain start beating you, you won't know where that rain will stop beating you. If you don't know where the rain start beating you, obviously you won't know where the rain will stop beating you. That's the summary. I just passed the railway this morning. I saw a very raketic railway passing through Port Harcourt Rail. I quickly remembered the likes of Amechi and what he did for Nigeria railway from here to Chad Republic or whichever republic it is. And I remember what him did to us here in Old Eastern Nigeria. And such person comes tomorrow and tell me you want to be president, and you say, yes, I should. It's unfortunate. The problem of Nigeria, or the problem of Old Eastern Nigeria, or the Old Eastern Nigerians, especially the so-called Niger Delta people, which I'm one of them, that has been our problem. We know what Amechi did to Jonathan. We know what Wike did to Peter Obi and co. And it continues like that. We keep betraying ourselves. We keep becoming traitors to ourselves for selfish interest. But thank you. Nigeria should sit down and discuss if we'll be one or not. Don't mind all the people in National Assembly pretend. They're all pretentious human beings.
All right.
Because they are singing on mandate to stand. Whose mandate? The so-called drum baron's mandate.
All right, Dr. Chris, we'll let you go, please. Good morning. Your name and location.
Good morning, FM.
Yes, good morning. It's Today 95.1 FM.
Sorry, Today FM. Thank you for taking my call. This is Ife Dibam. I'm speaking from Port Harcourt.
All right, Ife Dibam.
The unity of Nigeria is a mirage. If you know what a mirage is, when you are driving on a very bright sunny day on a third road, when you look ahead, you see something that looks like a sheet of water. When you get there, there is nothing. Something that appears to be, but is not. That is the unity of Nigeria. It's a mirage. See, Britain wired us to be like this. They brought two parallel lines and embarked on an experiment that they will meet, which is only possible at infinity. Only mathematics people will understand what I'm saying. Parallel lines don't meet. Ideologically, we cannot go together. Just look at the Constitution. Just look at the Sharia. In some parts of the country, the Sharia is superior to the Constitution. It is not done in any country of the world. Yes, we are a country of diverse cultures and values, but to unify us never happened. Britain didn't care about unifying us. Rather, they use subtle lies and treachery and mischief to bind the people by force. It is not going to work. Even if it doesn't separate today, if that bond doesn't break today, tomorrow it will break. It is not sustainable. Thank you.
Good morning. Your name and location.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead. Call dropped. Now, so when you call and you say your name and go on with your thoughts. Good morning. Can you hear us? Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
My
Go on,
name
please.
is Onyawaji Sanchez. I'm listening to you from Ungo Kingdom, Anthony.
All right.
I want to thank the people, the guests in the studio, for the position. I think that we have a long way to go in this country. Unfortunately, some persons will say, I love my country, I love my country. Just like the guest said in the studio, we do not have a country. We have no country. Nigeria is not a country yet. That the British came and said, this part, you come, you this come. There was no time that our people sat down together to say, we want a country, we want to be together, we want to be a nation. That's why it's like this. Nigeria is fiction. There's nothing will go good until we sit down and decide how we want to govern ourselves. We cannot say we are running democracy. The democracy we're running today is run by the political class who are just greedy and selfish, who sees democracy as an opportunity and as a channel to loot, to get into the public treasury and loot at the expense and to the detriment of the people of Nigeria. We are not yet ready. The day Nigeria is ready, I'll tell us that we are ready. We are not ready yet. Nigerians are too quiet. Nigerians should speak up. Nigerians should protest that the right thing should be done. We cannot continue like this. People cannot just gang up and say they have won election, a right result announced, and then they put themselves in office and continue to loot money at the expense of the people, and the people are suffering. So say, I'm in Ungo. There's no light in Ungo. We don't have light in Ungo. There's no light. There's no water. There's no road. There's no hospital. Where are we starting from? We are only retrogressing. We are not progress. Unfortunately, Nigeria has not progressed.
All right.
Right from the beginning, there has never been progress. We have been going backwards. Nigeria has done nothing but moving backwards. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Your name and location.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. We can hear you. Go on, please.
Ernest on the line.
All right, Ernest. Go on, please.
Please, there are certain English that is not permitted to use in Nigeria. The English, like the word like unity, oneness, togetherness. Me, Ernest, I cannot tell my children. I'm a man close to 50 years. I know what is black and white. I will never tell my children that me, I'm a Quite me and any group in Nigeria, they are one Nigeria. If they will hear that, they will hear in the school. They can deceive them in the school. I cannot deceive my children in the house. How can you tell me that we are one Nigeria? When President Goodluck, the former president, was on seat, they hated him and pushed him hard because he was a minority according to them. But today, people are defecting to Tinubu. What is Tinubu is doing in Nigeria good? APC government is doing in Nigeria. That was a young man that was trying to arrange this country. The man that said that his political aim does not decide, no blood decides his political aim. People rejected him. Those who protested against Goodluck administration, the Yorubas, the answers, where are they today? Tomorrow you will tell me I want Nigeria, and you expect me to clap hand for you. Sister, we are not one Nigeria.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll get back to... Let's take this call. We'll get back to you. We'll take this and get back to our guests. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Go on, please.
Good
Your
morning
name and location.
Ogaje. Good water.
Yes, they can hear you. Go on, please.
Yes. see, all this man said is true. Nigeria, as it stands, was laid on a false foundation. The model was developed in Bendel, which was formerly old Middle region. They refused to replicate that model in the national scale, and here we are. Why? For selfish interest. The man on the shadow today, whom they are shouting on his mandate this time, used to talk about true federalism, was claimed to be part of Nadeco and a Democrat. Now that he's at the shadow, what is he doing? He's even making. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
He's even bringing the country under one party, which is against federalism. He's not talking about true federalism. He's never talking about just control. These are tenets of true federalism that the man there, our guardian, tried to talk about. So he's telling that these people are just doing it for selfish interest. Because as long as they are there, they see the pool of money, resources, gas, oil, gas, gold, everything. They forget about the national interest. It's how to amass them. And that's where we are. So until we come down to discuss, like he said, Ogbemudia was a military governor. Most of the government we have today are under military. Civilians have been putting us in loans and stealing, doing nothing, saying I and ye and looting, nothing more. We must know what works for us and go by that. Even if it's not military, we must develop our own system. Because this system we are running now, that people see nowadays, you cannot go and tell us that they are elected. When they impose themselves on us, we cannot work. This is civilian coup they are doing for us. It's not. They are against military coup, but they are doing civilian coup.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. I mean, Hochoko Vincent Sadua, no one has called in and said we're united. Everyone seems to agree with you. Let's talk about practical steps. For you may think it will take decades or even a century, but then if it's workable, what are those practical steps that can be taken to ensure Nigeria's unity?
I'm still going to go back to what this man said in his book.
Okay.
It's a warning. And I'm going to explain the way and manner is warning may happen to Nigeria. Okay. But practical steps, like I said earlier on, the use of this country, you own this country. Those of us who got the best from this country, do you know one of the pains I have is that the country invested so much on me and my generation, but we wasted those investments on us. Ask your senior president whether he paid money when he was going to school. At least I know his background. He's a lawyer, went to University of Calabar. I don't know if your president too. I cannot talk about that too. But Akwabi I can talk about. He did pay money when he was going to university. No. But he's the one who sits there and tells Nigeria whether you complain or not, the rest of us will go and eat. We'll go chop. Yes. It's a slap on the use of this country. Listen, you were not born, but there were various movements from the women folk of this country, as well as the youth of this country, resisting colonialism. In fact, there's one young man, Gokwe Chukwemeka from Abagana. He attempted killing the then Governor General, Sama Fexin. He spent 4 days ambushing the man in his office. He was a war veteran. He fought the British regiment in Kenya, Ethiopia, in Burma. When he was discharged, he came back home. 20 years old. He was employed in Nigerian postal service. What is the name that time? He has one name. That was where he was working. He was paid 2 shillings, 1 shilling, 5 pence a week. But 4 shillings, no, 4 pounds in a month. Do you know the young man? The boldness in him. he formed what was called Zikist movement to fight colonialism. He was arrested for attempting to kill the colonial secretary in Nigeria. You need to see his defiance when he was in the dock. He said, "This man, you were lucky I didn't even kill you. I wanted to kill I wanted to kill Mafasen." The judge was, "Who is Mafasen?" I said, "That man is the governor there." That was 1950. So where are you so docile? Now we have eternal colonialism in Nigeria and they are docile.
You're not saying aggression is the solution to the unity?
Nobody is saying they should carry a knife. The youths constitute over 50% of our population today. Those below 40, I don't know more than 50%, between bracket of 20 to 40. Are you not of 50 million? There was NSAS. Many of us were thinking that was going to be a precursor to bigger things to happen. So let them do that. Let them go and take over the National Assembly. It's their property. That is their house. They should not be clapping on your mandate. They can trek to Abuja if they so desire. There are some Nigerians who will fund that for them. Let them go to Abuja, occupy the place. They should not go to Asoro so that nobody is killed. But if you go to National Assembly, nobody will attack them and take back their country. That's a practical step. And if they want to wait for this cycle of election, forget it too. There can never be any free and fair election in Nigeria under this political dispensation. It can never happen. It will not happen. Are you not seeing the defections here and there? How many senators of PDP extraction at National Assembly now? I like the 11 or so. Yeah. We now have a one-party state, and you are saying it's a democracy. Now they are by early next year. Now, you know what? One big problem we will have. Many of us don't even look at. Our courts don't sit more than 2 years in every 4 years, because by January next year, pre-election matters will occupy the whole courts, both federal, states, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court. They will abandon civil matters and face election matters because the politicians have so much money in stock to spend. So this man's warning. Let me explain something to you. I'm going to use principle of nature, which has found expression in science. Let me explain it to you. When I was in secondary school, I was exposed to mathematics. I loved it so much. Then those of us very good in mathematics, we now took a course also in mathematics called additional mathematics.
Okay.
It was not made for everybody. That additional math is what you call further maths now. And there's a course in it called calculus. And there's one principle of science in that subject called maximum and minimum points. What does it say? It says there's no system. The mathematics language says function, but it's in practical terms, so in nature, it's system. So there's no system that is created that should not rise. And once a system is created, that is brought manifest, it should be rising, 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 rising. If it is your business, so it increases. That is it. That's that theory. It will increase, but it will come to a stage. The increase will be such. It depends on the way and manner of the increase. It will come to a stage, it will come to a halt. It will not be very, very. It will not be sharp or step. Okay. Just be gradual. You now come to a point it will not rise again. They call it maximum points. Point of inflection. It will now go parallel to the base. Then it may stay there for a long time. Or rise, fall, it stays there. The contrast is you also have what you call minimum points. Where a system refuses to rise, that means to be falling, to be going down, continue to go down. But nature has a way of solving problems. Nature will not allow a system to fall forever.
Okay.
Except the operator so desires.
Hold on that thought, because I think I want you to wrap up with that. The question is, do you see this unity happening? Let's just run through this message. This person says the politicians cannot step down on politics for any reason. In fact, 2026 will be dominated by their campaigns. The school you're expecting them to fix, how many of their children's school in Nigeria? Handsome Queen. It was Hausa Kingdom without Fulani. It was Ududuwa without Britain and Django before the name Igbo came. So tell me how we are one. What is Sharia doing in Nigerian constitution that's to tell you that the country is not one? Unity of Nigeria. You people are hallucinating. Tell your guests, postal services was called P&T then from Kano. Are we united as an entity? The answer is capital no. Are we ever going to be united? The answer is capital no. Is there any repentance for Satan any day? The answer is capital no. The evidence are bound to agree with my assertion. 2 Timothy. So do you see this unity happening?
Yeah, we know it will not happen. But I'm explaining something.
Yes.
Concerning what this man said. So when the system keeps falling, God will arrest it, nature will arrest it. But if the man or the operator of that system so chooses so, it will continue falling. It will never rise again and it will vanish.
So we have operators that would not let this happen.
That is, have you not heard of empires rise and fall? Ancient empire, the British Empire collapsed until 1066 when the nomadic conquest created United Kingdom and Britain. Also, the great Prussian Empire fell. What about the Roman Empire? There's no empire that is evil that lasts forever. That is what I'm telling you. Nigeria's constituted today is an evil. It's a kingdom constituted by evil people, and it will collapse one day if step is not taken.
All right.
It will vanish. The country will vanish. We will remain, but there will be the name. Is that still Yugoslav? Is that United? Is it USSR? Okay, is this is that USSR?
USSR.
Is that still one?
No.
Is that still Yugoslav? No. Is that Czechoslovakia?
That's Yugoslavia. No Yugoslavia.
They vanished, but the people are still there. That is my fear for this country. It may happen to us. Nothing with these characters there that nothing will happen. Go and protest, we'll continue to eat. It's a sad reality, and that is what this man warned us. We should do something, otherwise the country will vanish.
All right. So we're hopeful that something will be done, and we'll do something, and there will be no vanishing. I mean, some of the solutions that you've proffered, some people may think that there is hope for that to happen and would see the country even get better. Thank you so much, Ochuku Vincent Sadua, for your thoughts this morning on the program. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Ndukwe, for coming too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So we can pick up on this next week. I mean, maybe proffer solutions, and also, but I will not be here. Maxwell will be here. So proffer solutions, and then also hear from the people to know exactly how it would work. Thank you once again, Vincent Sadua. Thank you for your calls and your text messages. It's Being Insights with Emmanuel Ndukwe. I am Queen Chima. Good morning.
say, you know, just want follow, you just want do am as your hand reach. So you want pay small. Wahala no day. That one, no be 1.8 million naira you go pay finish again. Now 2 million where you go pay, and that 2 million you feel they pay small from 500,000. Meaning say you put 500,000 for table, and non-luxury homes limited go record them for you. Then the remaining balance they go break them for 6 months. As you they pay and small, you they go, you they happy, you they see say your land, they come enter your hand. So you want to do all these ones as I don't they talk since. Now for you to call the phone line will be 0808 414 6285. I'll call them again. Now 0808 414 6285. And then we get another number. If you want to call that one, 0913 238 2724. I'll call them again. Now 0913 238 2724. Or you get time, you want to come our office day for number 120 Airport Road, Igritali. Come, make we carry you go show the land, make you for see as he be with your 2 korokoro eye. Remember say, land na asset, na rent na in the tier pocket. Yes, so my people, I don't bring them come your table right now. Here I'm again. Now for the people of Port Harcourt. Now Nonce Luxury Homes Limited, they bring this one come. Nonce Luxury Homes Limited wants make everybody for Port Harcourt become landlord and landlady. Now make they bring the Nonce Garden Estate. Yes, so come your front right now. That estate, that location, the Nonce Garden Estate for Magua, now sweet location that they tell you. For that place, other real estate companies done they already, they sell landed property for their 1 plot for 4.5 million naira. But this promo, Dave with you right now, 1.8 million naira outright payment, because Nonce don't just enter the place new. Wants people to jump, come enter them. So now you make it bring and like this, can give you now promo package 1.8 million naira outright payment. You pay nana, you get your land instanta. We call them instant allocation. Instanta, it go enter your hand. Then 1 bag of rice go still follow you. Go house as a day like this. The number again to call now 0808 414 6285. I'll call them again. Now 0808 414 6285. Or if we call another one, maybe 0913 238 2724. I'll call them again. Now 0913 238 2724. My people, make I tell you now about our inspection days, because they say the Igbo man they talk and say seeing is believing. Meaning say you go waka come the location, make you for see and with your eye. All the things why they talk, make you for believe, make your mind for day this December period. Yes, so our inspection days now from Mondays to Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yes, so from Monday to Saturday like today, once you just knock 10 a.m., we'll be few minutes from now. Back down, we don't begin to carry people. They go the location, make them for see the land where are they talk about right now, what they talk about for here, make for see make your mind for sweet you well. Remember say na instant allocation. You go, you see them, you like them, you pay outright 1.8 million naira, you collect them instanta plus 1 bag of rice. This land where they for Nonce Garden Estate for Magua, nothing like bush entry, nothing like community levy, nothing like drinking money, nothing like matching ground, nothing like pium, all those ones. Nonce Luxury Homes Limited don't cover that one, come out from your face, make it no worry you. So remember, if you want to join body, now to call the phone line will be 0808 414 6285. I'll call them again. Now 0808 414 6285. Or if you call the other number, will be 0913 238 2724. I'll call them again. Now 0913 238 2724. I'll call them one more time in case you define by route. Right? I'm now 0913 238 2724. Or you get time, you want come our office, it is for number 120 Airport Road, Igritali. As you come there, we get our representatives where they there. We go follow you, talk the business, and they go show you as it be on ground. Remember, na Nuns Luxury Homes Limited, now they bring the Nuns Garden Estate for Magua. They come right now. For the people where they look for pay small. Say you just they open your radio, you they hear and right now. Pay small still follow. No here the 1.8 million naira outright payment make you for fear. Pay small day. But that one, na 2 million naira where you go pay. And if you start as small as 500,000 naira, begin they pay. And Nuns Luxury Homes Limited go spread the balance for you for 6 months, make it for easy for you to pay. Again, the number to call na 0808 414 6285. Or if you call the other number, will be 0913 238 2724.
All right, thank you, Nuns Luxury Home, and happy holiday. And I'm hoping that everyone that gets to participate in this discount gets exactly what Nuns promises. Nuns Luxury Homes.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the
You
season. All right, that's it, I guess, from Nuns Luxury Homes. Shortly, we will be on the Express Show and get to talk about something very important. Do stay with us.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
All right, today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, if you listen to the 7 a.m. news, we did take this report. Our reporters got this, and residents demand protection of children and women, especially upholding a safe school policy. But most importantly that we're discussing is their call for proper security intelligence, welfare and protection of citizens in the state. We did see a release from the police command for this period, which is important, necessary most times when it comes to security because of the seasons, the UTAD period. But then this call for proper security intelligence, welfare and protection of citizens in the state by some residents is one that people think is very important as to furthering 2026. It's been the holiday season. And while a lot of people may be resting, activities going on here and there, security is of it's of huge importance to River State, to you listening, and to the progress of of everything that happens in the state. So as the year comes to an end, Rivers residents have listed demands from government at all levels to enable safer environments in Rivers State. Now, they called for policies that will protect children and women, especially upholding the safe school policy. They further called for proper security intelligence, welfare and protection of citizens in the state.
My expectation from them is if they've been playing politics, as we step into 2026, they should just stop any form of politics using human life. They should set up all the security measures.
The government to enforce strong laws, ensure quick action by the police, and provide proper support and justice for victims.
Just implement the law that guides the children and the women. I know one thing is to implement the law, and second thing is to make sure the law is being carried out.
One of the foremost responsibility of government is to protect lives and properties. And when I say lives includes all meaningful citizens of the country, whether male, female, or children.
They also called for improvement in the educational infrastructure, improved workers' welfare and learning environment. Called on government at all levels to resist the urge of mixing politics with education, noting that education is in the right of every child as enshrined in the Child Right Act. So let's talk about security, intelligence gathering and security. This season is important, basically the season, and the police command had ensured and also communicated of its duty in protecting lives and property during this period. But apart that, which is not what we are concerned about now, importantly, so this call for security by residents for some people is very important, even as we're approaching 2027. 2026 itself is peak period for the polity, and we're going to begin to see a lot of campaigning. And while you're talking about the security of the state, you know how much of that affects total development of the state. I think there was a report we took about farmers still complaining of farmer header clashes and asking about the open grazing law and what exactly that is. So in all fronts, when you talk about security, it's important. That's like the core to whatever level of development in the state. So this report from 2-3 persons in Rivers State might just be highlighting the concern and the heart of other people in terms of security. So if I may ask, if you're analyzing the security situation even now, this Utah, the Christmas season, you also want to project as to the responsibility of government to protecting the citizens' lives and property, economic development, to ensuring that there is growth, overall growth in the state. How would you ask for that? And you may also want to talk about areas of concern, maybe in terms of location, what area of security should even be paid more attention to. So this is this program this morning is a call, whether a wake-up call or an airing of your mind to areas of concern in terms of security in the state. If you also think that we have relatively achieved some level of improvement in terms of security, you want to also highlight that. But proper security intelligence, when we talk about intelligence gathering or proper security intelligence, you're including you listening. How much of information you're able to gather to even help or assist security agencies in terms of guarding that's your area. And so you also want to look at the current security architecture that we have in the state, whether you're looking at vigilante or you're looking at your own measures of securing your compound or ensuring that you're on alert as to protecting everything that's happening around you. Then you're looking at the state, the federal structure, of course. At the national, so much conversation is going on about state policing, and we want to see how that progresses, which is one that a lot of people have called as to being important to security, while there are still much more concerns to it too. But how well or how importantly do you think security will play a major role in 2026? This is the call by some residents as captured by our newsroom. So some residents are saying these are demands. If this is not top on your list, it could be any other. But we're talking about security in this case, and setting policies and proper security intelligence, they say, will help in protecting the citizens in the state. You want to feel protected. You want to be able to move from one place to another and go about your business, go about your affair without fear of what's going to happen to you or not. So protection is important. Security is important. And when there's no security, a lot will not thrive. So let's get some level of feedback from you. What do you think is the security situation in the States, maybe now, or you give an analysis of it throughout the year from your person perspective, what you have been able to observe in your area, somewhere around you, feeds that you have got. So you may choose to be anonymous. That's perfect. And so what can the government do to improve this security that Rivers people are calling for? Protection of lives and property, protect children, protect women, protect men, uphold safe school policy, proper security intelligence and welfare should be the core for 2026. What are your thoughts? 0810-9510-951. That is 0810-9510-951. Do you think that enough is being done in terms of security, or we have made quite some progress, maximum progress, or we still have a long way to go? This, as we approached December, which is for some people normal, maybe, no, that's that. We don't use the word normal, which some people, there may be that increase in insecurity because of a number of factors, from pressure to the influx of people into a state of migration, to just ensuring that security is heightened because of how busy the season gets. But after that, there's still this call. People are calling that proper security is important and the welfare of the people is important. And for that welfare to be achieved, then we must put our hands and our eyes on securing Rivers citizens. So how well have we done so far as a state in terms of security? Do you think it's got better, or it can be better, like way better than what we have now? Meanwhile, this is on the other hand, but I think I'll talk about this before we wrap up the show. And I don't know how it's about certain areas in the state, and for some people, this is a call for consent. Someone called me. I was lamenting. She doesn't stay in the state, but that's her observation. And she was asking me why that is, and say, "Oh, Queen, what are you doing? What are we all doing about Port Harcourt? No, this city cannot be like this." And that one, we'll talk about it. But citizens demand for policies that will protect children and women, especially upholding the safe school policy, and further called for proper security intelligence, welfare, and protection of citizens in the state. How would you describe the security situation in the state? Do you think that we've made a lot of progress? While the police command did talk about all that they have done, put in place this period, I think that report is somewhere. I took it on rewind. Let's see where that is. Just quickly go through it. And then you also want to tell me what it's been like in terms of security. This is basically opening the phone lines for you to talk, for you to air your thoughts and talk about what the security situation is. Yes, earlier the Rivers Command talked about called on Rivers people, rather, to use the season to reflect and offer prayers for the peace and progress of the state. And they revealed that the command, under the leadership of CP Olubenga, implemented a robust security framework, deploying tactical teams to strategic locations, including entry and exit points, waterways, motor parks, hotels, recreation centers, churches, mosques, and identified hotspots. I don't know how much of this framework or this strategy that you have seen whether visible, especially visible, that you have seen in these areas that have been mentioned for this season. Now, SP Irenge Koko said the deployment is designed to provide visible policing, enhance surveillance, and facilitate rapid response to potential security breaches. That the commander further directed all the area commanders and divisional police officers to deploy both operational and intelligence assets at their disposal to effectively police their areas of responsibilities to ensure a hitch-free celebration. The command is also intensifying community engagement through collaborative efforts with traditional rulers, youth organizations, and religious leaders to foster a culture of trust, promote public confidence, and encourage early intelligence sharing. Talking about intelligence, and that report says gather intelligence report, and you talk about that. What comes to mind is collaborative efforts, everyone ensuring that they are part of the security consciousness in the state. And you say, oh, we're talking security. No, let's talk about other things. But if there is no security, other things will not thrive. So this demand by some Rivers people saying, oh, security should be priority, should be paramount, placed as number one. And these are demands for 2026. So what else? How does this work or function optimally? How do we ensure that this security that is being demanded by some Rivers people is what they see every day? You see this happening. You can testify to the increase or the improvement of the security situation in the country. So whether you're going to be putting in your effort as a traditional ruler, as a youth body, as a religious leader to foster this culture of trust and promote public confidence and also encourage intelligence gathering. We talk about intelligence sharing a lot of times. I don't know how effective this is because of the trust issues that I know that is existent. But then how well can we promote security? I say it's not my business. We have the police. We have every other security architecture. They should just do their jobs and do it well. Great. But that doesn't take away your responsibility in terms of security. And so you may even want to wonder, is security the major thing we should be talking about? As a country, as a state, is that what is most concerned? But that's the demand that most people have talked about. Put security as priority. Let it be the number one thing that happens, that is paid more attention to in the state come 2026. Do you also agree to this? What are your thoughts? Are there other aspects of governance that should be paid more attention to? What are those areas in the state that when you hear about those areas, especially when it comes to security, there's just this consciousness or maybe this care for some people and concern as to what the government should do? While the government is fixing a lot of other sectors, health, economy, agriculture, fixing these sectors, what about security? Well, how does it engage the people to ensure that it is important that the state is secure? Yes, a state can be referred to as peaceful, but not just in books, but in real terms. How peaceful, how freely can people move their goods, themselves? How great in terms of peace are some locations in the state? Do we still have those locations where people say, oh, no, that place you can't move by this time of the night, or you can't move by this time of the morning, too early, Jen, it's not, you're not ready, and should just be in your house. So these are concerns. So if every Rivers person, and not just saying the state is peaceful, understands and sees and experiences that peace, tangible peace, maybe not political peace now, but tangible peace, and they understand that that will be continuous, then it makes it easier to live here. It makes it easier to want to invest still. Also makes it easier to go about your daily life without fear or concern as to what would happen to you. Are these demands important? Are these demands one that you think is paramount when it comes to what some Rivers people are saying they want from the government in 2026. So you can send a text message. Text message can work to hear from you about this, what you think. They have said some Rivers people have demanded for security of lives and property as an important aspect of development for 2026 in Rivers State. As the year comes to an end, Rivers residents have listed demands from government at all levels to enable safer environments in Rivers State. Policies that will protect children and women, especially upholding the safe school policy, further called for proper security, intelligence, welfare, and protection of citizens in the state. Also called for improvement in educational infrastructure, improved workers' welfare, and learning environment. They also called on government at all levels to resist the urge of mixing politics with education, noting that education is the right of every child as enshrined in the Child Rights Act. All right. So, as we wrap up, if you have concerns about security in your area, I mean, there's just maybe that area that is concerning, could even be in the hinterland or here. So if you look at those areas that are not so safe, what level of collaboration have you seen happen between whether the traditional rulers, the security agencies, you, the person staying in that space, and as to wanting to improve the security of that space? Mind you, for 2026, if this call has been made by some people, it may mean that there are concerns in terms of security. And even if there are no concerns, it just means that, let's heighten it. Let's make it a space where we don't even experience certain insecurities, or we don't experience any level of insecurity. Can we eradicate it? Can we bring it to its minimum? Sometime this year, we got a report from the state police saying that, I think it was the commissioner of police saying that, so much has been achieved so far. Cultism, kidnapping, there's been a reduction in all of this, that the state is truly secure. He was analyzing and highlighting the improvement and the progress that the state has made. While I opened the phone lines, I did hear some of you say, well, a lot's being done, but much more needs to be done in terms of security. And in that aspect, in the light of much more, not relaxing and understanding that there are other factors that fuel insecurity, from unemployment, lack of education, unemployment almost being on top, because when people are gainfully employed, meaningfully engaged, so it means that we may not have some of these people resorting to guns, machetes, or whatever weapons, or choosing that path to oppress or gain forcefully from anybody. Because we talk about kidnapping, we talk about robbery, we talk about cultism, some of these menaces in society that affect security. So if we have this proper dispersing of resources, everyone is engaged one way or the other. And if, no matter what you earn, sometimes it's the joy of work that comes, and the busyness that comes with it too, that your mind is so occupied that you're not involved in what you should not be involved in. So whether elements fueling insecurity may even be external. Some people say, oh no, some of these elements fueling insecurity in the states may not even be in the state. They're not internal elements, external. But then there is a mix, whether external or internal. You know that it's a match. So if security is going to be beefed up, if it's going to improve, then it means we must also look at unemployment and ensure that there is an opening for employment for a lot of people to be gainfully engaged, meaningfully engaged, and avoid involving in some of these menaces in society. But I do know that in terms of our security architecture, they do have their structures and plans and roadmap to what level of security they want to provide to the people. just this festive season, these structures were set up, and I don't know how many malls and hotels and mosques or the religious places you've gone to, whether church or mosques, that you've seen some of this security architecture mounted there to ensure that this season goes safe, and it's really safe. Like you're moving around an area, and because you see like a police van there, or you see some police officers, you feel it's calmer. So there's that peace that, oh, okay, there are people here who would ensure that this place is safe for us. It's just like you're moving past the checkpoint or moving past the police station, and you're looking at how that area, certain things may not necessarily happen or may not happen. So there should be that safety in the minds of Rivers people, and security is very important. Not just important, but very important. So these are what some residents have called, saying that their expectations and demands are for 2026. Okay, so this is obviously not for this. Well, thank you so much for sending that text message. It's just coming now, so I would not have been able to see it. So maybe one of these days we could talk about other demands or expectations for 2026, especially from the state government. What expectations you have, apart what the budget will cover, and sectors that will gain more attention in terms of money allocated. Yes. So you also want to look at, how this is going to happen for the fiscal year 2026. And security is important, even at the national level. I think the 2025 budget had the highest when it comes to security. And security was really increased. What was allocated to protection, to security, was really increased. So at the state level, while you're looking at other sectors and the areas of concern and what the government does to ensure that there is smooth running of governance in the states, on a daily basis. But for some people, security is paramount, and the government should truly look into it and ensure that lives and property are secure. Women, men, children are secure. So security brings comfort. It brings that level-headedness of relaxation that everything will be fine. 10 o'clock, the law today. We're having a guest, and we'll be talking about something very special, very important, that will be enlightening and educating, so you don't want to miss that. Although the guest will be joining virtually, but we'll be talking about it. It's the law today, and we talk about laws guiding a lot of systems and issues in the country. So you just don't learn, you get enlightened, you get educated on that show. And afterwards, 11 to 12 Family Circle, very important conversation too. You're still tuned into Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. Do stay with us. I am Queen Chima. Good morning.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Have you ever been in a situation where you had to pay a fine for an indictment? Then you later found out that there was an already established law to protect you from that penalty. Have you ever been denied a position because of your gender or disability? Have you ever been discriminated, treated unfairly, assaulted or cheated by your landlord, employer, tax collectors, bank, family, business partners, and the police? What if the breach between you and justice is just the right knowledge? I'm sure you've heard that knowledge is power. Join us every Saturday, 10 to 10:30 a.m. on Today 95.1 FM for the program The Law Today, to get acquainted with your legal rights and beneficial interests as a citizen of Nigeria. The Law Today, 10 to 10:30 a.m. every Saturday, is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
The station with the...
As the voice of the people, we make sure that no one misses out. On Today 95.1 FM, there's something for everyone.
Our tech show, because tech is new money. Our kids show, because we love the little ones.
Our Gospelration, because it's the moment of truth. Our High Life show, because high life is vintage.
Our sports show with the adrenaline. Our midnight show, because we care about your love life.
Our Nostalgia Drive, because old is gold. Our show for young people, because Gen Z code is on.
Our Pidgin Bit, because na Naija we dey. Our book review, because books are a mirror. Our big stories, because big things only.
Our health shows with seasoned health experts, because we care that you're healthy. Our eyewitness report, because we want to hear from you. Our reggae shows, because Rastafari. One love.
Wake up to today's quest, where breakfast on the radio is full course. We start with some motivation to ignite the spark in you for a great day. Then a full interactive sports show on Sport Attack 6:30 a.m. Unbeatable and concise news reports on the world news at 7 a.m. And our newspaper review segment now 7:30 a.m. Oh yes, 7:30 a.m. The scoops and the commentaries from our esteemed panelists. Today's quest 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Miss it, you miss out.
All right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique dial.